Now, if y'all know me, y'all understand that I like to cover all bases when it comes to just life or any aspect of life. I don't want to just focus on the sexy part or the part that attracts people to it or the things that people want to hear or see. I want to talk about the things that's uncomfortable. You know what I mean? A lot of things that people run away from. And with that being said, in this video, we're going to talk about the downsides of building your physique of your dreams, you could say. And you might be thinking, like, it's downsides? Yes. Everything is basically a coin, heads and tails, good and bad, on the same person, the same identity, the same life. Everything is basically like a double-edged sword, depending on how you utilize it or depending on how you view it. But what we're going to do is talk about the downsides of building your dream physique. Now, the first one is one that I've experienced that I didn't even think was real, but going through in my life, I've experienced it. This body dysmorphia. When you're with yourself 24/7, it's hard to see the changes, especially after you've made the biggest jump after starting working out. Now, people can see the change way more drastically than you can because they're not with you every minute of the day. But it's kind of like when you first start working out, that's like you hitting your growth spurt. You even see how tall you've gotten. You see your clothes don't fit no more how it used to because it was a big jump. But after a while, you gain an inch here, inch here, inch here. You don't really see your height increase like that, like somebody else might will, who appears on the outside. Just like in the gym, like after you've been lifting and you've put so much years into the gym, your body starts to adapt and the changes aren't as drastic as they used to be. And that can sometimes, play tricks on us that we're not making gains anymore or like we're not seeing the progress we want to be seeing. But I know when I work out and I feel not my biggest or not as full as I know I can, a lot of people be like, bro, you're big as hell. Like, I wish I was your size. Like, you gotta relax. Like, and I'm like, damn, maybe you're right. Maybe it's just me because I see myself all the time that I'm just so used to me being and me seeing my peak or me seeing when I'm down that I'm my hardest critic at the end of the day. I'm my hardest critic. So watch out for body dysmorphia. Understand that as you keep on lifting, your body will adapt to it. The drastic changes will minimize and decrease over time, but that doesn't mean you still can't get stronger. You still can't gain a little bit of muscle at least. You know what I mean? But don't let that, be the determining factor from you being too hard on yourself or you not even showing up to the gym no more. Because that can cause you to not show up in the gym. You basically feel like you're going there working out, but you're not seeing the progress that you think you should be seeing. Number two, ego traps. And you can see this in the gym too. A lot of people when they get big, bro, it affects their ego. You can tell, just like how a dude be having money, and you could tell the dudes who didn't have that confidence before they had the money, you could tell that the money made their whole identity. But without that money, their identity would be something completely different that you wouldn't be familiar with. Same thing with lifting. You can see the dudes who be in the gym lifting so much and they got so big, whether that's because steroids or just natural progression, that they really feel themselves too much. Like they forgot they forgot the versions of them that existed before they got big. And one thing I hate being in the gym, I hate seeing like dudes who mad big and they treat kids who skinnier or kids starting their journey just like they don't exist. Like the kid be in a machine, the dude come mean mugging, snatch the machine from him, whatever like that. Like, bro, like you was once in that kid's shoes, bro. Like don't forget that. And you getting big can go to your head. Same way how somebody getting money out of nowhere who's not used to having money can go to their head. You start taking on this false identity, this false belief that this is you. Like and the way you're treating people, you deserve to you're entitled to it, I should say. And that's not the case. But I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all have seen them in the gym, in your local gym also. You can tell the dudes who got macho and then all of a sudden now they're scary. They wasn't scary, they wasn't confident before that body came along. The third one is validation chasing, bro. Like when you start getting big, people are gonna notice that shit, obviously. You're gonna notice it as well. But you should be your biggest cheerleader. And you shouldn't need validation outside of yourself. People are gonna come and compliment you. Girls, you're gonna get the girls. Girls gonna want to feel in your arms. Gonna want to see you. You know what I mean, with your shirt off, etc. But when those start dimming and getting quieter, or they just disappear, will you be the same? Will you continue to have your back and you cheering for yourself is the equivalent of 100 people cheering for you? Will you have that same feeling about yourself? Because people get into lifting for themselves, want to see their body change. But then after a certain period of time, when they start seeing how people treat them for being big or treat them for developing their body, they start doing it for the outside attention, for the outside validation. And that's a very scary and sneaky thing because once that outside validation dissipates, can you survive? Will you know how it was when you first started when nobody was cheering for you? or did you get too used to having a lot of people in your corner who really wasn't really in your corner? So don't look for validation. The only validation should come from yourself. You know what I mean? The same reason you started lifting for yourself to get big, whatever, it should be the same reasons you continue to lift. You know what I mean? The fourth one is body comparison. I see a lot of people doing this too. Like as you get big, as you see people get big, and your body starts plateauing, you start seeing other people's physiques who you wish to be like, and you start comparing yourself. And once again, this kind of goes along the lines of like kind of body dysmorphia. When you're comparing yourself, you're seeing everybody's highlights. It's no different like people being on Instagram now. People on Instagram and you comparing all the faults and flaws in your life behind the scenes to people's highlights in the scenes, you know? So when you're doing the same thing with bodybuilding, when you see people who got a great physique and you see the pictures that they're taking in the great lighting and the great definition, you don't know how it is behind the scenes. You don't know how hard they had to work to get to that point, or how long they maintained that conditioning. And you don't know. Somebody might admire something that you can do well. Somebody might admire a body part on you. Because we all have a body part that like develops faster than anybody else's, or something that's just genetically mature, I should say. So don't give the body comparisons. We all got different genetics. We all got different muscle insertions. We all got different metabolisms, hormones, everything. You know what I mean? So just make the most of your body. Make the most of your physique, because your physique is your physique. It's not supposed to look like theirs. And if everybody's body looked the same, what would be the surprise? You would know what to expect. You would know what your body's capable of. Oh, it's capable of the same body like that. Oh, no surprise. No point in going to the gym because I know how my body's going to turn out. So embrace you. Embrace your story. Embrace your journey. Embrace your body, because it's yours. You know? And all this kind of ties into really is having an identity outside of the gym. Lifting is a great for kickstarting your life in different directions. It's great at building discipline, hard work, patience, because you're not going to see the progress when you want to see it. You're going to see it when it's finally revealed to you. And it teaches you a lot about life, but you have to have an identity outside of the gym. A lot of people make the gym, like if there's a tree of life, the gym is somebody's tree of them. The gym is somebody's whole identity and foundation. But the gym should be a branch off the tree of you. You should be who you are, but the gym should be just something you just do well. It shouldn't be all you're comprised of. And you see a lot of people lead, start, and end with the gym. And you have to build a life outside of that, because the world is just not the gym. You're going to know how to communicate in a club or at a brunch spot or at a business meeting. No, you're just used to the gym, wearing tank tops, smelling like sweat, and carrying a gallon of water everywhere. So just have an identity outside the gym. I mean, the gym is a great place to be, but it's more to life than just that, you know? So be wary of these dark sides of you building your physique. You know, a lot of people, I know I was, you kind of naive to it. You kind of think, oh, not me, I'm different. Until you start making the progress that you want to see. And all these things kind of start creeping up on you slowly. So just make sure you're your biggest cheerleader. Make sure you keep your ego in check, and make sure who you were before you got the body. Make sure you're not comparing yourself to anybody else. Make sure you don't have body dysmorphia, and you understand that, hey, you're still making progress whether you see it or not. And just make sure you have identities outside of the gym, and everything is going to be good.